How's it going, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? My name is Prodigy and welcome to another video on the channel. Today, guys, I want to talk about some of the things that I'm super excited about going into the Kingdom Hearts 3 ReMIND DLC in just under 2 weeks now, actually. ReMIND is releasing that close from now. It's weird because I remember last year when Kingdom Hearts 3 was releasing, like, that was all I was thinking about all January, and to be honest with you, in retrospect, it went by kind of fast, but with ReMIND right now, like, these 2 weeks feel like forever. But I wanted to talk about some of the things that I'm like super excited about in ReMIND. Some of the things I guess I'm most excited about in a way. I did similar videos before Kingdom Hearts 3 came out, and I wanted to do so for the Kingdom Hearts 3 expansion. Now, just for clarification, these aren't like the only things I'm excited about or anything. I'm definitely excited about pretty much everything going into ReMIND, but these are probably the things that come to mind a lot quicker than other things. These are the things that like I'm looking forward to as like these special moments that are going to be in the game in ReMIND. So data fights, for starters, are just like the most hype thing for me. I'm constantly debating between these data fights or like whatever story scenes happen for things I'm most excited about, because like on one hand, I really love the story of Kingdom Hearts 3 and I want to see more of it. I want to know what happened after the ending or what led to the ending of Sora disappearing in Kingdom Hearts 3, the in-between. But on the other hand, one of the few things I was disappointed about with Kingdom Hearts 3 was the lack of post-game fights, and these data fights are going to be giving me a lot more post-game fights. Keyblade Graveyard fights are already super fun, and I've played them countless times, and it made sense the way they did it for the story, and I loved it that way. I loved the 2v2, 3v3 sort of aspect they were going for, though having these fights be playable separately was what a lot of people wanted from these fights. They wanted some sort of data battle segment or just a 1v1 like type of fight with these guys, because they do have some pretty interesting movesets and we would like to see them get expanded or see how they could hold up in a like solo scenario without a party member. Because even when you are fighting some of the Keyblade Graveyard fights solo, your party members in Kingdom Hearts 3 are so ridiculously strong that it doesn't even feel like a solo fight. It feels like a 3-on-1 or 2-on-1 depending on what fight you're in, and it kind of takes away from like the 1v1 aspect of it a little bit. Like Aqua, for example, will completely just demolish any enemy who's like by themselves in the Terra Nord and Vanitas fight, and they'll just do massive damage like just by themselves. So data fights were something that we definitely wanted, and they confirmed that pretty early on, and that's pretty cool. They seem to be going above and beyond with these data fights as well, giving these enemies completely new moves compared to before, where really the only major difference was like the patterns and the health bar and like the damage output they did. They were just buffed up like enemies of the same enemies we fought during the story. This time around, they are taking that mentality but also upscaling it by giving these guys a new arena. You're by yourself with Sora, and they also have completely new moves. Like this laser dome move by Xemnas looks insane, and I'm sure this isn't even the only part of the attack. One thing about the data fights I do want to express though, please let us fight Xion. Like, I'm kind of worried that maybe they won't put Xion in the data fight, because Xion was only like fightable for literally like 30 seconds, but to that same extent, we do have Kairi playable in ReMIND, and Kairi was only playable in that fight for like 30 seconds. So maybe they will go all the way and like actually do all 13 organization members. I mean, I don't see why they wouldn't at this point. I'm very interested to see what they do with that fight. Maybe they could like incorporate some references to Days in her fight as well. Maybe like her DM could be her turning into that super big armor thingamabob that you see from her in Days. There's really just a lot of cool things like they can do with that fight, and I would be very interested to see them like expand her moveset a lot. Xion is one of my favorite characters in Kingdom Hearts, so I might be a little biased here saying that I know some people aren't as interested in a Xion fight, but I am. I'm so interested in a Xion fight. Like, that would be so cool to me. It seems like they are doing all of the organization fights, and I'd imagine the way you'd get to the organization fights is probably by exploring through Skyla at Kylum and probably finding some tower or big room that you go into and then unlocking the data fight from there. Speaking of explorable Skyla Kylam, explorable Skyla was one of the biggest things people were disappointed by, and now they seem to be expanding it with Kingdom Hearts 3 ReMIND. Hopefully this isn't the only world made expanded or explorable, as we have reason to believe Radiant Garden, Twilight Town, Land Departure may even be making an appearance as well, but this time with you playing as Riku. It seems like Riku is going to be having an episode where he's kind of touring the original worlds. I mean, really that's just theories, because I only have like 2 scenes with dialogue to base that off of. It seems like Riku is going throughout the original worlds to contact Sora's friends and like try to find some sort of trace of him and the other Guardians of Lights as well. I really hope that these scenes aren't just delegated to cutscenes, because that would really suck. I'm hoping that they're able to like play in these areas, even if it's just like one forced mob or one forced boss fight. I think just simply being able to like play in these areas, potentially revisit them as well, would just be really fun. Now the next thing is playable Kairi. Now this was the thing I screamed at the most in my reaction to the ReMIND trailer. I'm like smiling ear to ear just talking about it. Playable Kairi was something I wasn't expecting or hoping to be in until the next game, but they seem to be doing her justice in ReMIND. Lots of people were annoyed with Kairi's role in Kingdom Hearts 3, mostly hoping to see her in action, but this time we'll be able to play the action, and it's so exciting. It's so great to be able to see that. I really hope the Xehanort fight is like really good and satisfying and isn't just some like fixed fight where you like hit him down to 3 health bars and then you switch to Sora or something. I hope you get to play the entire fight as Kairi, maybe even have another segment in there as well, but I'm perfectly fine with just that one fight. And her shot log looks so cool, and her everything about her just looks so amazing, and I'm just really happy for Kairi. I'm glad she is getting a expanded role in ReMIND. We're going to see like more of her. It's really just going to be great, man. I cannot wait. Playable Kairi is definitely one of the things that I'm looking forward to the most in ReMIND. Now Yozora and his involvement is probably one of the biggest mysteries going on in the Kingdom Hearts world right now. He's a character from a video game in Toy Box, but he seems to be in the same realm as Sora and Riku in the secret ending, so it has fans curious. Plus, we see him in the ReMIND trailer in what was a amazing scene, amazing ending to a trailer, where him and Sora both recited the Kingdom Hearts 1 opening lines, and that was just, it was epic. It was so epic. Yozora is a character that, as I've done like more research on him and like Nomura's involvement in Versus 13 and so on, it's a character I'm very interested in, not just because of the Kingdom Hearts side of it, but because of the Nomura aspect of it, if that makes any sort of sense. Like Nomura at one point, as I've proven in other videos, Nomura at one point viewed Noctis and Sora as sort of parallels to each other. Those were his 2 favorite boys, so to speak. And Yozora is kind of taking like the place of Noctis for him, at least that's how I interpret it. And to me, it seems like he's going to be putting Yozora in a pretty big role, having him in the secret ending, and even putting him in a big enough role to have him end a ReMIND trailer. I mean, like seriously, when you think about the context to that, like when he's ending off a trailer like that, that's the last thing you see before you see pre-order now. He must have him up on a very high pedestal. He's going to have a major involvement going forward, and I'm so interested in what they're going to do with him. He is probably one of the biggest mysteries going on, like I said, in the Kingdom Hearts universe. Another mystery that's going on right now is Luxord. Now, I have no idea what they're going to do with Luxord, but Luxord also has ended off a Kingdom Hearts 3 ReMIND trailer. And I don't know if he's going to have some big reveal in ReMIND, like maybe they're going to reveal that he was some Keyblade master wielder, I don't know, like in Skyla Kylam or something. But he's very suspicious of Xigbar, and I don't know exactly where they're going with this. All I know is that there's a lot of stuff Luxord has done and said in Kingdom Hearts 3, both in ReMIND trailers and in the base game itself, that are very suspicious. He gave Sora a wild card that he said could turn the tables, which I wonder what that means. And he's also like questioning like, who are you, Xigbar? And Xigbar says to him, who are you, Luxord? So I'm really interested. Like, it's super vague, it's just super duper vague, but I'm interested. Like, where are they going with this? Are they going to reveal anything about Luxord? But who knows? Maybe in ReMIND, like, Luxord will have some huge reveal, or at least we'll get more context to that scene, to his involvement, etc., etc. I mean, I'm still waiting for him to show up in Union Cross, or whatever version of Union Cross he pops up in, because I'm expecting Union Cross to get another expansion, similar to how they went from Unchained Key to Union Cross. I'm expecting them to go from Union Cross to something else. ReMIND really just has a lot of interesting things surrounding it, and these are just some of the things that come to mind when I'm thinking about things I'm super excited about going into ReMIND. Data fights are super hyped, the potential of more explorable areas, more original world involvement, which I do think there was a lack of in Kingdom Hearts 3. Playable Kairi is looking like it's going to be so fun, and for Kairi fans like myself, like, it's going to be an amazing moment that I'm going to just relish in. And then on top of that, you have things like Yozora and Luxord to look forward to, which story-wise are looking like to be some pretty major stuff. But that's going to about do it for today's video. If you enjoyed, leave a like, share the video with a friend or a family member, and last but not least, if you have not already and want to become a part of the Union, all you have to do is hit that red little subscribe button down below. My name is Prodigy, and I will talk to you guys soon. Peace out.